General Shepard did nothing wrong. That's right, you heard me. Killing Ghost and Roach and attempting to eliminate Captain Price and Soap McTavish was completely justified. So in this video, I'm going to explain that not only was Shepard right for doing what he did, but that he should be regarded as a hero instead of a villain in the Call of Duty franchise. Now, of course, everyone knows what Shepard did in Modern Warfare 2, but there are still a few ignorant haters out there who don't know why he did what he did. So for those who require some knowledge thrown their way, listen up. Shepard was the Supreme Commander of the US military forces in the Middle East. A big dog, the biggest of dogs. If he was literally a dog, he'd be a Great Dane. That's how big he is, plus he's also great at Dane war things. That's an incredible Scottish dialect based joke and I hope you all appreciated it. Anyway, remember when Al-Assad detonated that nuke in COD 4? Well, it didn't just kill Lieutenant Vasquez, Captain Palejo and Sergeant Jackson, it actually killed 30,000 of Shepard's troops and the world just fucking watched.
I lost 30,000 men in the blink of an eye. And the world just fucking watched.
Exactly, mate. Can you imagine losing 30,000 soldiers under your command? Do you have any idea of what sort of toll that would take on your mind? Yeah, all of a sudden you're starting to feel a bit sorry for Shepard, aren't you? And you know the worst part about all of this, and most likely the reason this hurt Shepard? Well, it's the fact that Al-Assad clearly hacked for that nuke. I mean, you can't get a nuke in COD 4, so he was clearly using a JTAG'd Xbox with mods, hacks, or something. I don't know, that would annoy me for sure, so it had to have affected Shepard. So fast forward a bit into the events of Modern Warfare 2 and Shepard had created arguably the best special operations unit of all time, Task Force 141. Just another thing he done which he doesn't get credit for. It's tragic how overlooked that is, honestly. However, despite how good the 141 was, which included soldiers from the US, UK, Canada and Australia, the US military in particular to him was not quite cutting it anymore. Shepard wasn't being backed enough, like a football manager working under a stingy board of directors who won't cough up the money for much needed players. Shepard wasn't being given the firepower he needed to get some justice for what happened 5 years ago when he lost 30,000 men in the blink of an eye and the world just fucking watched.
I lost 30,000 men in the blink of an eye. And the world just fucking watched.
He was being embarrassed on the world stage by Makarov, whose little outfit was kicking up a storm across Europe to say the least, which culminated in the attack on Zakhaev International Airport, something Shepard had totally no involvement with, none whatsoever. I don't know what you're talking about. Why would Shepard get an American involved in the Russian ultranationalist terrorist attack? Are you saying that he did that knowing that Makarov knew that Joseph Allen was an undercover American agent and thus Makarov would plant the attack on the Americans, therefore the Russian people would demand Russia goes to war with America, meaning that America would have to drastically improve its military resources and appoint Shepard the leader of 3.5 million soldiers and overall making the US have the biggest military force on the planet again? That's just preposterous. Is that an April Fool's joke or something? Something that isn't a joke is the notification squad, which you can join by hitting the subscribe button and then the notification bell, like these two General Shepard fanboys. But let's continue. As it turns out though, for whatever reason, all of what I previously mentioned did happen. Shepard was now in charge of the US fighting forces and had a blank check he can use to fund his battle against Makarov. Finally, he's getting the support he needs to defeat this evil villain. Shepard was handling the Russian invasion of the US perfectly well. Sure, there was a couple setbacks here and there, but you cannot deny he was doing a good job defending the country. Yet, despite this, a certain Captain Price, a severely deluded, recently released from a prison camp Captain Price, thought it'd be a good idea to disobey Shepard's orders to find Makarov and instead drop a nuclear bomb on top of the US forces, much like the nuke that killed 30,000 men in the blink of an eye and the world just... yeah.
Focus on taking out Makarov.
No time, sir. We need to end this war today.
I'm not asking you, Price. This is an order. You're to...
Looks like we lost our connection.
I mean, the total disrespect and disobedience there of Price is frankly disgusting. The rest of the 141 are guilty too by association, guilty of blowing up the International Space Station for Christ's sake, and if they had just trusted Shepard and followed his orders, none of this would have happened. Eventually, thankfully, Task Force 141 fall in line and carry out Shepard's next masterclass of a mission, hunting down Makarov's safe houses and recovering any intel they can get, and Ghost and Roach get a lot of it. Only problem is that Makarov had littered the supposed intel with conspiracies about him and Shepard working together. They made up fake screenshots of Shepard's search history and put that in the DSM-2, searches like how to talk Russian and best way to burn a body. Obviously that's going to look terrible, and Task Force 141 have already shown they are willing to disobey Shepard and they can't be trusted, so who's to say they wouldn't take Makarov's bait and try to expose Shepard, so they had to be dealt with.
We have the DSM. We've got it, sir. Good. That's one less loose end.
He always carries himself so honourably. Despite Ghost and Roach's potential treachery, he gives them both a quick and clean death. And notice how none of the other soldiers react negatively to Shepard's actions. It's because they know it was the right thing to do. One of them even dabs as he throws Ghost to the ground. He's that happy with the situation. Also, if you're wondering why the bodies had to be burned, it's so Makarov's men couldn't find them and use them for another false flag attack, so that was a really smart move by Shepard, especially smart when you consider that Price and Soap were immediately communicating with Makarov moments later. Traitors to the cause, and quite rightly placed on the most wanted list. The two traitors viciously track General Shepard down for what would appear to be a 1v1 on Rust, which would have been actually like a respectable way to settle their differences, but Soap McTavish breaks the quick scope, no scope only rule by trying to use a knife on Shepard, but as they say, if you come at the king, you best not miss. Soap gets stabbed with his own knife by Shepard, and he would have finished him off had that other no gooder Price jumped in and made it an unfair 2 versus 1 scenario. Shepard, though, like the tank he is, beats up Price so bad that Soap has to help him out now, and well, we don't want to see how it ends. It's too tough to watch a hero like Shepard killed in such fashion. He might have been Shepard, but he was the GOAT as well. Folks, that's going to be all for this video. Leave your tributes to General Shepard down in the comments. I think he gets a hard time, don't you? A like on this video would be greatly appreciated if you've enjoyed it. Let's hit 2,000 likes for our General, and also if you're new, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more Call of Duty videos. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.